Okay, here we go. Hopefully we'll get them all done on this one. This is for the mystery person who also has not given me a fantasy name. Interesting story, showed organization of facts. That was well done. Compose your shots per the directions announced in the syllabus. I can't see your face and eyes. Distractions in the shot and in the room. Watch the flow and keep the pace. Don't let the pace get all over the place. Too many distractions. I think there were kids going by, a baby cooing. I think there was a fan near the microphone on the camera. It was extremely difficult for me to even be able to count how many people you had in your audience. Keep the audience out of involvement. Do not react to the speech in any way, shape, or form. Don't ask them questions. Do not handhold the camera. If you do not have a tripod, find a ladder or something that's going to put the camera eye level with you so that you're shooting straight in and the camera doesn't bounce around. We already talked about how to identify the audience so that that'll be taken care of. Another mystery person without a fantasy name. Never, never, never sit. You had no flow. It was just jointed. You had you got to have that kind of thing. I can't see your audience. Very, very radical volume change in a given sentence. You can't start way up here and then go way down here. You can't do that. You've got to have a consistent volume, except when you want to make an emphasis or a point, and sometimes you got to be really careful. You can't be talking around like this. If you do that, you'll scare the heck out of your audience and probably lose them. It was too 60s, too flower childish in the approach that you had. Try to talk to me in a more conversational way. Your speech didn't even sound planned. Never but never clear your throat. I really didn't know. Don't go up on a speech, or I really didn't know. Don't go down on a speech. Learning abilities. Don't go up on a speech. I can't see your eyes. Get some light on your face. Cat. Good story, well told on radio. A great radio program you sent me. I can't see your face. Composition of the shot. I could tell that it wasn't composed per the instructions. There's a police or fire radio or both on in the room. I can hear it. I could almost tell you what the call was. Please turn it off. It is very distracting, and you were very, very close on the length of your speech. Another one of those names, the fantasy name you gave me, was too close, so I'm not going to tell who you are. Decent story, decent storyteller. Ramp up the energy level. You need to do that. Keep the flow going. Watch the pauses. Too many pauses. The TV on in the background is distracting. Turn it off. Get more light on your face, coming into your face. You had a horrible ending to your speech. Maintain the energy to the very end. Watch the shot composition. Check in your video what you're doing with your left hand. Don't say stuff like that. That's not a speech term. It was way, way, way too long. You're supposed to know. Don't use terms like gotta and fur. Gotta for got to and fur for for. Watch the vocalized pauses, and where are your outlines. Now, to review kind of quickly, we told you in another one of these that the biggest problems were going to be audience not having it, or not having enough, or me not being able to see it. Audio, too low because the camera is way back there in the South 40 and I can't hear you, and there are too many things around the microphone that are overwhelming what noise or volume there is for you. The video is bouncy, handheld. Don't do that. Lighting, no light coming on you, too much bright light behind you, standing in front of a doorway or a window. The composition of the shot is not what we told you, an inch or two above your head, and then the bust line, and then the length. You got to know the length of your speech. Sometimes you'll speed up a little bit, sometimes you'll slow down a little bit, but it's your job to know. It's got to be a complete submission. You've got to have all of the outlines that you're supposed to submit. And to this day, in the 4th week, we still have people that haven't given me a fantasy name, which only leads me to wonder, what else have you not discovered about this class? In case you want to know, grading scale-wise, 40 to 50 roughly would be an A, 30 to 39 would be a B, 20 to 29 would be a C, 10 to 19 would be a D, and 1 to 9 would be an F. I didn't give any Fs this time. A couple of you were real close, so that's the deal. If you did not get in the B range, you got the C range. For some of you it was a gift, because I didn't want to do worse than that for you on your first speech. However, listen to all of these critiques. Pay attention to what I have said to all of the students in the class. I do not do specifics. I'm not going to send you anything specific. If you get me your fantasy name, you already know who you are. If you don't have your fantasy name to me, then you're guessing right now. But all of the things that I've said, even to an individual, have to do with you also, and what you need to do is pay attention and make sure you don't make the same kinds of mistakes. Alright, if you have any questions, give me a call, and if you're having any problems, give me a call, and we'll go from there. Get ready for your next stuff. Don't forget the discussion boards. Don't forget the exams. Don't forget all of the things you need to be paying attention to. And remember, ultimately, it's a speech class. Take it seriously. If you don't take it seriously, I will not take your grades seriously either. All right? I'm pretty easy to get along with. I like conversational speeches. I like people who tell me stories. I like people who follow directions. And I like people who make sure that you have maximized out the kinds of things you need to do that you can control. Be conversational. Talk to me, not at me. Don't speech at me. Speak with me. Speak to me. Converse with me. And remember, do not, any of you, give any variation of any of the stuff you talked about this time in your next speech, or it will come back to haunt you. Remember also that you were to send the YouTube addresses to me directly to my Ivy Tech email address. Do not post speech information in the messages section of Blackboard. Send it all to me, along with your speech outlines, your speaking outlines, and all of the other things that you have to send to me as part of the submission. Again, if you have any questions, give me a shout. Have a great one. Be sure to look at all 3 of the critiques. Take care.